Corporal Simone Cole, my favorite character. Age 21, eyes green, hair is ginger. That's possible. AB negative blood. Support position. Specialty, reality hacker. Seriously, no matter which way you put that, that's just cool. At the age of 4, doctors diagnosed Cole with mild autism, refusing to treat their daughter as handicapped. Her parents, both Silicon Valley programmers, chose to homeschool her. Like most autistics, she displayed an amazing aptitude for mathematics, logic, and physics, which her parents happily nurtured. By 14, she was accepted into MIT. By 19, she published a book on chaos mathematics. Wow, that sounds hardcore. And she was hired by the NSA codebreaker as a NSA codebreaker before she could legally drink, much to the chagrin of her pacifist parents. Her CEO noted that strange things began to happen to her unit the moment she joined. The Department of Occult Warfare noticed too. Paranormal phenomena such as missing time, mass hallucinations, and the spontaneous teleportation of personnel and equipment caused havoc with the NSA operations for months before Cole was discovered to be the source of the transferred... I'm going too fast. Before Cole was discovered to be the source and was transferred immediately to active duty in the DOW. Using principles from Kabbalistic mathematics and chaos theory, Cole serves as the Jericho team's reality hacker, to alter space and time to their benefit. Cole's gifts are purely intellect-based. She has no psychic powers other than the incredible level of intelligence that allows her to work extremely complex mathematic problems in her head. Augmented with a wearable computer, gesture-based user interface, and an HUD interface that runs custom-made Kabbalistic and chaotic mathematic sequences that have a profound effect on the physical world. Did anyone's brain just broke from that? Cole is a programmer slash numerologist, which affects everything she does. She carefully screens all of her gear, particularly her weapons, for favorable serial numbers. Cole's harness is taken up largely by the custom-built computer that she uses to run her Kabbalistic programs. She is terribly protective of the gear and prefers low-report weaponry that is unlikely to jar her gear too much. The computer casing and harness, built to her specs by the DOW R&D department, R&D, has been tested to withstand a drop from over 13 feet and can easily withstand concussive forces equal to a grenade only 7 feet away. But she swears like a longshoreman every time the insertion chopper hits a little turbulence. She swears like a longshoreman every time the insertion chopper hits a little turbulence. Primary weapon, 9mm X86 submachine gun. Secondary weapon, concussion grenades with 4 different adjustments: impact, time, proximity, and remotely trigger. Quiet and keeps to herself, hates physical contact and obsessive-compulsive tendencies attributed to mild autism. Memorized the pi up to 5,300 digits. Damn. Prefers the company of animals to people. Close ties with Devin Ross. She's quite elegant and outgoing when he talks to her in her head. Suffers from claustrophobia and nyctophobia, which I can now imagine is a fear of whatever Father Rowlings was talking about earlier. Father Paul Rowlings, 67 years old. Blue eyes, gray hair, clearly. O positive. Medic slash chaplain. Specialty, exorcist. The oldest active member of the Jericho squad. Paul Rowlings is also the only member of the team that actually started his military career as a true chaplain. He enlisted in 1970 as a chaplain's aide and served 3 tours of Vietnam before the end of his war. Not his war. His experiences there had caused him to question his religious and political beliefs, and after dropping out of the army, he spent the next 20 years searching for meaning and direction. His travels brought him to the far corners of the earth on missionary and relief efforts, but his experiences with indigenous tribes did more to transform him than his intended converts. He found himself adopting various belief systems into his own, because, as he's fond of saying, there's no such thing as too many gods when it comes to watching your ass. As such, Rowlings became something of a universal cleric, the ultimate chaplain. Although his request to resume active duty was at first declined by the chaplain corps, the DOW was eager to have him in their ranks due to the practical knowledge he gained in dealing with occult forces and the paranormal. Rowlings' power comes from intense academic study of magic systems from around the world, especially the areas of consecration and exorcism, and just pure faith. He's a walking encyclopedia when it comes to dealing with malevolent spirits and otherwise hostile paranormal entities. Despite being a man of the cloth, or many cloths as he would argue, Rowlings is still an experienced soldier with tours of Vietnam and Iraq under his belt. He prefers to use a pair of twin customized auto pistols, Faith and Destiny, augmented by his own personal luck charms and talismans. Primary weapon? .357 caliber auto pistol with modular ammo, piercing, concussion, explosive. Secondary weapon? Same thing. Despite his grim appearance, he has a quirky sense of humor. Deadpan and unexcitable, even in the face of extreme evil, he acts like he's seen it all. He was particularly responsible for Sergeant Church since he rescued him herself. Recruited her himself. His 20 years of soul-searching were filled with some unusual adventures when he speaks of his experiences. We get the impression that he was something of a rogue, despite being a man of the cloths. He scrapped with the best of them and is handy in the fight. Afraid of succumbing to his human nature again, Father Rowlings has fallen to many sins, especially in his early years as chaplain. This past will haunt him forever.